All right, welcome back. Federal government shocking ambassador picks Fani-Kayode, Fani-Kayode, Shehu Sani, Reno Omokri. I'm looking at a post here. I just maybe we can touch on this briefly. A post here on an article on Daily Post says former federal lawmaker Senator Shehu Sani, ex-presidential aide Reno Omokri, former governors Abia and Enugu State Okozie Ikpeazu, Ifeanyi Ugwanyi are reportedly among those nominated for ambassadorial appointments by the Nigerian government. Bola Adiola, founder of Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, Femi Pedro. I know that name. I think that might be somebody I know actually.
Former deputy governor of Lagos State.
Oh, okay, that's Femi Pedro, right?
I think so.
Okay, so it's not what I think. Femi Fani-Kayode, of course, are also reportedly on the list. It was learned that the nominees are currently being screened by the Department of State Services (DSS), and the final list will be made public soon. According to Vanguard, one of the appointees confirmed his nomination on the condition of anonymity on Sunday on why the names of the appointees had not been released. An official from
appointees or nominees, some grammatical flaw there on concerning that report.
Right.
They are nominees. Right. They are not yet appointees.
Right. They're prospective appointees, I guess. I don't even think they've confirmed the names yet. But anyway, I wanted to know what you think about this. It's quite interesting to see Reno Omokri's name on that list. But I know he's been parading the state house, or what do you call the presidential villa, quite a bit. He used to be in the PDP camp. During this last election, it was all over the place. At first, he was investigating Tinubu, going to Illinois to go check his records, and then he came back with after all his investigation and everything. He came back and said, "Wow, the guy is clean. Everything has been perfect." He's been saying something to that effect. So now his name is on prospective nominees that's not been confirmed, and prospective appointees. What do you take of this, sir? Before we move on to the other stories.
Thank you, Ola. Any of the Nigerians that you have mentioned here is eminently qualified to act on behalf of the president as an envoy, as an international envoy to any country the administration or the person of the president so desires. The only thing is the concern that you have mentioned, the amount of delicate rope dance that is often witnessed, the amount of the extent to which people can go in terms of becoming ideological turncoats can be worrisome, and the obvious lack of principle and abiding philosophy concerning many of our Nigerian compatriots, yes, should be a matter of concern. But that said, the job of an ambassador really is not doesn't really show that somebody has to be somebody has to demonstrate courage of convictions on core issues, or what would obviously be seen as the national goals and objectives of any government at any time. Do we really know some of these people at close quarters? Certainly not. But by reputation, yes, we know some of them. For example, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode also used to be in PDP, and you remember that he was one of those people that first started spitting fire concerning the Muslim ticket of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima contraption. So at some point, some of us were even concerned at that time that, is brother Femi Fani-Kayode. I'm using that term brother because of also belonging in the Christian family. So, brother. The way brother and sister thing.
He's been kneeling down in front of
So
certain pastors for prayers too, so we know.
Yeah, but I don't have that far, but the little I know about him, yeah, he's former special assistant, Bayo Oladimeji, happens to be a very good colleague of mine. He used to work with the Nigeria Tribune, and we were a bit close. And then when we started the Sharp Edge News initiative platform, Fani-Kayode used to be a regular contributor to our platform. I mean,
oh wow,
he encouraged us in those years, and there have been other situations. I give it to him. He was one of those persons who used to write very courageous pieces. When the June 12, 1993 debacle political umpires, when it first charged on us in Nigeria, he was there, and I read him regularly through his contributions in the news magazine and on other outlets. Very brilliant, but he's had his own struggles. For example, when he had that shouting match with a journalist where he was displaying the Nigerian syndrome of "Do you know who I am?"
Show my age,
and no, that one should be the one replying to him that "Do you know my age?" But that journalist did not really show that kind of. I think I commend that journalist for demonstrating
restraint,
uncommon candor and calm and restraint while under that kind of umbrage and needless verbal assault from Mr. Fani-Kayode. That said, Fani-Kayode served as a spokesperson for former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and he also served as an education minister. The downside of his leadership of the aviation ministry was that there were too many plane crashes when he was there. But he has since come out to say that he made efforts to stem such tragedies while he was there. Now, to Mr. Shehu Sani, senator, distinguished senator, who had his principal disagreement with an irredentist and fundamentalist like El-Rufai, who then was the governor of Kaduna State. You will give it to Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani, too, more than anybody would want to admit, has been a huge beacon of hope and activism, social activism, political reforms up north. He is in a class, that you would want to give a special honor and respect. Everybody knows him. That's why I said we may not know them all at close quarters like that, but by reputation, they are all known to us. We are all Nigerians. We know it, and we know its antecedents. How it came out to raise certain whistle. To blow certain whistle on the excesses of the Nigerian Senate, the National Assembly. As a result of that, he was going to even be suspended.
He almost got suspended. Saraki.
and all that, and how in spite of the kind of camaraderie that once existed between him and El-Rufai, former Governor El-Rufai, how they had their irreconcilable political differences. And recently you heard him when he said that that it was good riddance to bad rubbish. The fact that Nasir El-Rufai exited the ruling APC, now saying he has joined SDP. And Shehu Sani is back in APC, which he once left. I wouldn't use the word which he abandoned. On principle, he decided not to have anything to do with Nasir El-Rufai, and he swore during his most recent interview that if El-Rufai comes back to APC, he would want to leave the party for him. That he doesn't want to be be seen in the same. He doesn't want to fellowship, so to say, politically with Nasir El-Rufai. Now, about our friend Reno Omokri. We know him as a major operative for the Goodluck Jonathan presidency. And like you have pointed out, at some point, he was so active in investigating the Bola Tinubu certificate scandal from the Chicago State University. And thereafter, he took his flip. And when Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan started having this recent face-off with the with the Nigerian Senate, unsolicited, Omokri jumped into the fray and supplied us with salacious claims of how he was blackmailed and how he got some undisclosed amount in settlement because allegedly Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan had been blackmailing him, making certain claims about some amoral advances while he was not even in Nigeria at the time. Yes.
Sorry, Chief, it's called toasting. They said he toasted a woman, that's all.
Yeah, the orientation we are given in the orientation we get in corporate America about sexual harassment is this. Whether the woman is married or not, if the first time you make an advance at her, that would be, in Nigerian parlance, toasting. My former university professor of diplomatic history, the late Nigerian High Commissioner to Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Germany, Ogu Agbi, of blessed memory, will say that, oh, I don't know of any toasting like that. I only know of toasted bread and all that. Anyway,
well, if you say somebody made an advance, isn't that just toasting?
You approach a lady or you woo a lady. The first time you do it, if the woman says yes, Otijelo. But if the woman says no, please don't go back to her the second time. That will be seen by American standard as putting her through excruciating, what do you call it now? The word Natasha used. Harassment, sexual harassment.
Yes.
That becomes sexual harassment. The first time, if she says yes or no, you have not committed a crime. But
we know that's not realistic. It's more to it than that. It's not realistic that every time they say no, you just say no and just keep it moving. The point it depends on other things. I'm listening to you, sir.
Cultural difference right there.
Which one?
The cultural difference is this. In America, you come back repeatedly to a woman, it's sexual harassment. Or whether it's a man or a woman. That would be sexual. But in our culture, it is often said by Yoruba proverb, no,
we will do another segment on it. But it's not that you're oversimplifying it. It's not that simple.
No, we are on the same page. I'm not simplifying anything. All I'm saying is that may be a baggage for somebody like Reno Omokri, because feminist movements all over the world now will be spotlighting him wherever he shows up as Nigerian ambassador. For him not to have been restrained in the way he jumped into that controversy, almost wanted to give easy pass to Senate President Akpabio. It's not going to be looked at positively wherever he goes all over the world. So let us just wait. You yourself, you have said, and that report is unconfirmed yet. But
the reason why I see the point you made, sir.
I see a generational shift. I see some value shift in the class. If it is true that these people have been primed to become Nigeria's ambassador in a long time.
Sorry, sir. Let me make this point about. Sorry to interject you, because I'm going back to Reno Omokri with regards to this ambassadorship thing, right?
No.
The point I'm making there is that I agree with you that it might be. I doubt it, particularly because of the way you just framed what you just said. I doubt that it to be any type of hiccups in his path to becoming an ambassador, because Nigerians are still, to a large extent, delusional that there is a cultural difference in the definitions of these things. It's not different. Our women have been complaining since the beginning of mankind about certain types of behavior, particularly when specifically when power dynamics are involved in the places of work. That's what makes the difference. If you said yes, there was some place of work involvement in what Natasha probably accused him of, but all they accused him of is making advances. That's not a crime. That has never been a crime anywhere. He plugged himself on unnecessarily in a case that didn't involve him.
That's exactly the same point you and I are making here.
We made that same point. However, that there is a cultural differences in nuances it's not that much. We need to break that down when we get a chance.
We also have an agreement concerning that.
All right, good.
Yes.
Continue. We're running our time way too much, but continue.
Yeah, but finally on that subject, like I said, what I see here is the fact that in a long time we are not seeing many of the faces we used to see, the regulars. If Nigerians have been clamoring for a change in the recycling of individuals and what have you, the fact that somebody like Shehu Sani is on this, is making this list. If indeed this is true, and we have no cause to doubt Vanguard News Report, because they have a track record. They have a record in reporting objectively. If this is true, and if this, whether it's a leak or
if this is true,
something or a result of factual reportorial effort on the part of our hardworking journalists, honestly, I would say that maybe we are getting there concerning citizens diplomacy. That the focus, somebody like Shehu Sani, I'm sure we want to stake everything.
See, on that one, sir.
Are protected. You say?
Before we move on from this story, so sorry to interject. Yes. On this particular Shehu Sani, Natu made some comments in the section, in the chat session here. Natu said, "Hi Chief is correct on Shehu Sani. He was the one that blocked El Rufai from getting some loans from China, and El Rufai blocked him from coming back. He became the poster boy." Now, I want to say something to this, right? He might have been good. I'm not sure if I got the full context of what you and Natu are saying, that he's a good candidate. Maybe that's what I'm picking up from there, right?
That is my submission, that he is coming from the same political what's it called? School of thought, like the late Gani Fawemi. He is a social activist. He's a political activist, and he signals one thing about this, that we may finally have come to that point in realizing what the late Nigerian internationalist and foreign affairs minister Ojo Madueke would call citizen diplomacy. That as Nigerians in the diaspora and Nigeria as a nation will now be protected by these people, because they know the kind of that point at which where the shoe pinches.
Let me say this and let you make a point on it, and then we'll move on to the next story. I don't know that I agree here, and here's why. Like you said, I'm not questioning the morals of this guy. As a matter of fact, Reno Omokri is a pastor, is an ordained pastor of some sort. So I'm not questioning their morals at all.
Ola, please don't go there, because you also find you also find a dog tying a collar around the neck. So the fact that somebody I do not want to go into that one, because there are some pastors in Nigeria that have brought the name of Jesus Christ to.
No, I don't want to question that at all. I'm actually trying to stay away from that. My point,
I hope it's not that kind of pastor anyway.
Yeah, my point is that he's a Bible scholar. Shehu Sani is a good candidacy for diplomacy, for he's after the people's interest. He's demonstrated that. As a matter of fact, he blocked an El Rufai. I get all of that. But isn't it, here's my question here, sir. Isn't it still recycling the same of their same kind? These people successfully run their politics and they were in those same camp. And they are also defectors of all different types in that same system. Isn't it now when you plug Fani-Kayode into that and the Femi Pedro, all these people are all the same people? I hope we are aware of this.
Yes, but some people still make very strong difference. When you send Shehu Sani out as an envoy, it's almost like you are sending Mr. Femi Falana, who anyway is his associate. Yeah, it's like what do you think Femi Falana would do? For example,
I don't trust SA and Falana too much too, but go ahead.
But you will also give him some measure of trust. You may not trust him completely because it's a human being. You know that you can't give any complete trust in that. But contextually,
it depends on what we're saying.
What I know is that it will stand for certain core principles that are the irreducibles. That I mean, you know that okay, this person is on the side of Nigeria as a country and is on the side of Nigerian subaltern people. This is the point I'm making. Shehu Sani is one such person. As to Femi Fani-Kayode, at some point it's positive, at some point.
Because you spoke very well of him too. You spoke very well of him too for his encouragement.
I struck a balance. You think I would be happy with him the way he treated a fellow Nigerian journalist with condescension, or the way he was going to use his past relationship with Biaka Ono Ojukwu to want to intimidate her at some point too? No. Nobody is absolutely evil, as there is no absolute angel anywhere.
I think that's my point, actually. I think that's my major point. I think our expectations of these people needs to be regulated and managed. I don't think we have a chance of bringing a holy person in the midst of any of this anyway. There's no chance.
In this case, Nigeria will use what we have. These are the people they have nominated. Let us see them at work, and then we will know if they are really worth being entrusted with such an important assignment.
All right, no problem. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, join the conversation in the comment section, in the chat session. We'll be right back.